The doctors and the transplant program at UAB truly saved Joseph's life.
There's hope, and like the sun will come out tomorrow, and you just gotta hold on.
We are so fortunate that UAB is here.
We feel blessed for UAB and Dr. Detail and to have been here.
UAB, in my opinion, is one of the greatest places on earth for you to have a transplant.
Joseph actually started dialysis when he was 14 months old, and that, of course, meant trips to Children's Hospital for dialysis 3 days a week. At 28 months old, we actually got a call one night that they thought that they had a donor.
During the time I was diagnosed with kidney disease, I was actually playing football for the University of Alabama. In the beginning, I always said, why? But on the second hand, I'm like, why not? I'm a strong person, and, you know, I can handle whatever type situation that's put before me.
She was 3.5 months, and it was one Sunday we were at church, and one of the nurses noticed her eyes were yellow. And she said, well, I think you need to go to the doctor because she's jaundiced. And I was like, what? So we scheduled an appointment and went to the doctor, and after they did the test, he said that her liver was pretty bad. The liver was so badly damaged that she would have to have a transplant.
Well, on my first transplant, I knew nothing about transplant. And we sought counsel from a good family friend who was a doctor in Boston. And he said, let me study this a little bit. And he called back the next day and he said, the best place in the world
is UAB. But through 2 transplants at UAB, his life is, he's now living. And for that, we are grateful to UAB, to say the least.
During the time I was at the university, we were always expected to be great. We always were expected to be prepared for any game. That directly relates to UAB and the staff there also. I don't think there was ever a physician, a coordinator, anyone that expected that a transplant to be performed was not going to be successful and the person was not going to be healthy.
You know, I'm from Birmingham, so I know about UAB, and they have a great reputation.
Joseph received his transplant on Friday, May the 17th, 2002, and 1 week later he actually walked out of the hospital on his own, and that was way beyond our expectations, and he's done so much more than what we ever expected. Joseph participates now in a lot of sports, including the games at the U.S. Transplant Games, that he would never have been able to participate in before the transplant.
We have 3 children who are married to wonderful people, and we have 6 wonderful grandchildren who 5 of them were already here before Jim's last transplant. The youngest is now 9, and Jim would not have known him if the transplant had not been successful.
Every challenge that's put before him, he meets with vigor. He has a twin brother that gives him a lot of challenges. And if Justin climbs to the 3rd limb, Joseph's going to go to the 4th.
Well, Dr. Biden, thank you so much, because you saved my life. Because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be able to do all this great stuff. I'm the lucky one.
I thank God for the staff, for the technology that made it all possible.
My grandmother told me about 3 weeks ago that she decided she wanted to be an organ donor because she's seen how Janicia has grown up and just blossomed, and how it does save lives.
Medicine is always is always improving, so it seems. There are so many advancements made. So to support UAB, whether it's financially or just by your words or whatever, is a wonderful thing to do.
With the time that you've given, and that the time, the money, and effort that you've given, you've saved so many lives. You've changed the lives of so many people.
Oh, that life is precious. Live it to the fullest. Take advantage of every day.